It has not been this thick at Union Church.
Thick.
I mean, are they giving out free money? Are they... I pull up, I can't get through the parking lot. It's jammed. Tickets sold out 4 weeks ago. You ready?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You sure?
Y'all ready?
Always.
They look ready. Can we give it up for the females today, please? Hello.
Can we give it up for the fellas?
All right. Here's the first question that we want the panel to answer, all right? I feel like we should let the women answer this one first, just because ladies first. It's the nice thing to do. Here's the question, okay? They said, living together before the wedding can be helpful. You've got to try it before you buy it. That's what they said. We'd love the women to react first. Y'all are welcome. Take the floor.
That would be a no, okay? Just no. It sounds bad. It looks bad. It is bad. Period. That's right.
Period.
I'm going to go ahead and say it's a no, too, only because you putting yourself in certain situations, there's nothing to ooh and ah about when it's supposed to actually happen, if you get my drift.
And they also say, why buy the cow if you can get the milk for free?
Say again.
They also say, why buy the cow if you can get the milk for free?
Oh.
Someone disagreed.
Some people like the milk. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's good for cars, but I want my marriage to last longer than a Nissan.
Anybody else adding? Anybody else adding?
Yeah, that's going to be a no for me. I can barely be in a room for more than 4 hours by myself with a female, let alone live with them.
Well, that might be why you up here. I'm messing. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna throw it out, because when you say, hey, we're gonna live together before we get married, we're obviously in church, everybody all knows that's sin, so you're not allowed to give another answer on this platform other than the whole room gonna be looking like you crazy. But the majority of people struggle to wait for marriage. And living together is not the sin, it's sleeping together that really is the issue. So talk to me about that. Why is it such a big struggle? Is it a struggle? Are people even trying to live right, pure, whatever it may be? I'm hearing some wild stuff that people are saying as they climb into people's DMs, and you can't even expect that anymore. It's 2022. Like, I know you Christian and all that, but God understands my needs or whatever it may be. Talk to me.
So I think here's the deal, right? So it's not the living together that's the sin, it's the sleeping together. Nobody is that strong. And hear me, nobody is that strong. When that spooning action starts happening, ain't nobody that strong.
Especially if he's fine.
Especially if there's an attraction there.
If they are that strong, you got other concerns.
But, okay, if you all love each other and you're monogamous, then what's the big deal? The devil does not need an advocate, but this is what people say. So can we address that, please?
Talk about it. 'Cause they're gonna...
Nah, it's definitely a big deal, even if you're monogamous, because it's in the same type of way when you are, it's the good and the bad, right? So not just when you're attracting somebody, but like, I don't want to not like you. You don't cover the toothpaste. You leave the dishes out. So now you're having problems all over the place where you're having that bad energy now too as well. So it can be bad either way.
Y'all ain't give me what I want to hear, so we ain't. Y'all gonna make me go here. Are y'all trying to say that all the single people at Union Church are waiting until marriage? Is that,
No.
Because I've been in Freedom Conference and I done cast out. So we can sit here, act like we Christians, or to talk to me.
So I'll say, for me, being a divorcee, it is a struggle because I've had sex before. So now being single and walking with Christ, it is a struggle for me. But just making sure I'm keeping those boundaries and being real with the person that I'm soon to be dating.
I think for all people, like for me in my like previous relationships, you start off with good intentions. You start to like, okay, we have these boundaries. We're not going to do this and that. When you get really comfortable in your situation, then before you know it, you're going down a slippery slope. So I think for a lot of Christians, they're not really trying to. They're not wait, but they put themselves in the situations because they're not really checking in within their boundaries with their partners over and over again.
Hey, moving in, can we talk about Netflix and chill? Because who is Netflix watching?
I was going to say, hey, real quick, for the...
Are you still watching?
So
yes or no?
No.
What'd you say?
Are you still watching? Yes, no. Maybe later.
Netflix said ain't been no action on this TV for the last 15 minutes. Click the remote. Let us know you still breathing.
Can I just say one thing? I think, to be honest, it's about boundaries, yes, but it's also about standards. So if he can get me to do that now, before marriage, then when we go through a hard time in marriage, well, maybe a threesome will help. Or maybe this will help. Like your standards, he'll see that your standards would start lowering and would start slipping if he can get you to break on something that easy.
Hey, no. I'll say real quick, too, to that part, right? You know, let me talk to the men in the room, right? Men, where you at? Yeah. Okay, there it is. All right, so men, so we're visual.
Hey, fellas, where you at? So,
fellas,
I heard a rumor that it was only women at singles night.
Hey, yeah, my man right here.
Can y'all stand up? If you a fella in the room, can I get you on your feet? Where you at? Cool, just making sure, because...
So what I was going to say...
Ratios.
To the ratio in the room, you know, the thin ratio.
Bruh, I don't understand why dudes are single. I'm going to be right now. I mean, like... All right, go ahead. I'm done. It's a choice. It's a bad choice. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hey.
Go ahead, David.
No. I'm just saying, hey, we visual. We're visual people, right? And so what we see, and you see that, like, you're not that holy. You're not that holy. You're for sure gonna slip. Hey, real quick, you know the best thing to do is not to go to do like a bikini, like beach date, any of that stuff. You know you're gonna stumble, brother. I'm sorry. You are not that holy.
Yeah. And I wanted to piggyback off what Yoli said, though, because guys get a bad rap sometimes. I've been accused of a lot of things. I've been accused of, because I didn't want to have sex, been accused of being gay, been accused of, so and it becomes a test of your masculinity. You're like, yo, I got to flex, because I don't want 6 more women to, and you really have to know yourself. And you really have to set your boundaries and your standards, because if you ain't a halfway bad-looking dude, it can get rough out there. It really can.
Yeah, and I'll say this about self-control, also going off of what you said, Yoli, where it's like, if I can't die to my flesh now, it's not going to happen in marriage. So it's like, if I can't practice what I'm preaching when I get there, it's not going to work out. It's just not. So I'm not trying to set myself up to fail.
Yeah, I also think that sex is like a big deal because a lot of our attraction is built off of sexual attraction first. And not like, oh, how much of a good person is this to be around, you know?
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, we'll
Anything
move on.
Want to add to that? Because you seem like you
We'll move on for now. We're going to come back to that, though.
I know you are.
Because there's what we saying and there's where we living. And I'm
There's a gap?
I'm going to close the gap before the end of this time.
We'll tie a bow on that one
we'll move
Pastor
on.
Stephen. I appreciate that. Here, do you guys want to interact with the questions that we're asking up here? I said, do you guys want to interact with the questions that are being asked up here? Thank you. That's all I've been asking for. I just needed to know you guys were in the room with me. And everyone online, what I need y'all to do, pull your phone out real quick. Take your phone out. Go to a website called Mentimeter.com. Mentimeter.com. They're going to throw up a slide on the side screens. Mentimeter. Yeah, that's it. I just know how to say it. I don't know how to spell it. It's one of those words.
Metaverse.com?
No, it's like serendipity when you said earlier. I know how to say it, but I don't know how to spell it.
There should be a slide coming up soon,
Or
right?
use it. There should be a slide coming up on the side screens that'll point you and direct you to how to use the Mentimeter app. But pretty much what's going to happen is when we say he said or she said, you guys get to weigh in whether you agree or you disagree with whatever the statement is. Does that make sense? Yeah. Y'all got it? Y'all clear? Okay, so it's Menti.com, Mentimeter, M-E-N-T. Production team, can I get the slide up?
They'll throw it up. Let's go to the next question until they throw it up.
The next one is this. Y'all can just respond in the room.
Okay,
and
there
then,
it is. It's right there.
There it is. Is that it? No, that's not it. Okay, here's the next one.
Go ahead, give us a question.
He said, as a man, I'm okay if she makes the first move. That's not.
I'm okay if she makes the first move.
Yes.
Wait in on that. Go ahead. How y'all feel if she makes the first move?
Nah, I'm good. I feel confident enough in my game that I'm going to make the first move. I'm going to shoot my shot. I'm going to be extremely intentional. Men, you should be intentional in the room. So that's going to be me.
Okay. So for me, it depends on what that first move means. So if she's being friendly, if she's smiling, if she sent me a DM or something saying, hey, you look good today, I'm fine with that. But if she asks me out on a date or says, oh, I should take her out on a date, nah, I'm good with it.
Yeah, I think there's definitely something to be said about like showing interest and making yourself seen and everything like that. But in terms of like pursuing, like that's on me. So.
Yeah.
I don't agree with them, by the way, so go ahead and say what y'all guys say.
Wait, you don't agree?
I don't agree, but I'll wait today.
Okay, go ahead.
So I would say I wouldn't pursue, but I'm going to let you know that I'm interested in you. Like, if I'm interested, if I want you to ask me out, like, I'm going to be where you are.
So you're going to be where they are. What else are you going to do?
I'm going to be cute every time I'm around you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll make myself available, but I'm not pursuing any man.
How do you make yourself available?
Here's my.
What?
Does that actually happen, though?
The word pursue has different definitions to different people. So obviously, biblically, a man is responsible for pursuing a woman. But what does pursue mean? Does that mean he proposed, he brought the ring, he planned out the whole date, he said what's up, and she's not allowed to do anything but just sit there and be pretty and wait till...
I'll make myself available. I'll smile, I'll have conversation, I'll put myself out there, but I'm not asking any man on a date.
Yeah, I agree. I think pursuing is a lot about like saying what your intentions are and then also like showing where you're going. So as a man, as the leader or the eventual leader, if you turn out to be the husband, you want to like paint the picture as far as where you're going and like the timeline for that. Pursue it is definitely more intentional.
Do you disagree?
It depends on the situation. I mean, I'm kind of old school, but nowadays it's a little bit different. So I feel like if a woman is interested, she should make it known because he might be spying it out too, and that's okay for her to do. You try to get chose or what?
So let me ask
Pastor
PZ.
Stephen, we need a signal. We need a signal.
So let's say you got a guy and a girl, and they're doing a kind of like the little friend deal. They're on the same dream team, and they try to act like they brother and sister in Christ, and all that little creepy, weird Christian crap. You ain't never look at your sister like that. So anyway, if a girl says, "You better ask me out before somebody else does,"
absolutely not.
We don't do ultimatums. really don't do ultimatums.
That's a move?
I'm asking.
You're asking if a girl tells a guy, hey, you better do something or I'm out?
No, not I'm out. Somebody else going to jump and make a move. Or whatever. I guess what I'm saying is something that is a tongue-in-cheek ask me out.
I think you can be... Okay, some people are witty, so perhaps it could fly for some folks. Some folks, they could say the same thing, but how it comes across is going to be demanding. It's going to be controlling. I'm
talking about humor, laughing, brother and sister, remember? You should ask me.
Yes. No, I think what you're talking about is flirting then. I think it is possible for a female to flirt with a man.
Yeah, but I use very specific words in my flirting.
I think that it's very okay for a female to flirt with a man. Now, it's not, hey, you should totally ask me out, man. Like, it's nothing like this.
But what if it's, when you gonna ask me out? That was pretty good.
That's a no.
Put your mic up. Put your mic up.
It doesn't go like that. It doesn't go like that.
How does it go?
For us, some of us is like, boy, you better stop playing. That's how we do it. That's how it goes. But it's not like, but that happens when you already know that there's an attraction there. So myself, as an aggressive woman, yes, I'm very aggressive. I will let you know without saying, hey, will you please take me out on a date? It's going to be more like, what you doing Friday? Because I know you're just not going to ask. And you real weird right now. So let's just...
So you would ask him, what are you doing on Friday?
Yeah. And it's just like, if you're busy Friday, what you doing Thursday? Because I know you are... I heard already that you like me. So let's just...
But that's only if you know.
Specific. But you're saying that's off of mutual interest, though.
Yeah.
So
if
if there's a mutual interest, then you would do that.
I'm becoming on addendums. You didn't say that before.
But no, if
that's only
if a girl did that and if there was no mutual interest, that's weird. You're like, yo, back up. I'm like,
let's just have some fun with some single folks. One of the reason why y'all still single, and I'm talking about y'all, not them. Is y'all too concerned about being weird? Like, whatever he just said. Which I would say
you don't think females are forward enough?
Say again?
You don't think females are forward enough?
I don't think I don't think Christian men or women are forward enough.
I disagree. I disagree.
I got a bunch of people at Union Church that are...
How much more forward do you want it to be?
Say again?
How much more forward do you want it to be? Do you want it to be like Ruth at Boaz's bedside type of forward? Like, hello,
Wait up. Hey.
What is this?
Well, no. But you just brought up Bible. Ruth was single. And her mother-in-law said, if you want to find a man, go to where he is, but not just where he is. Put yourself in a position where it is so obvious to him, if you down, I'm down. So you brought the Bible into it, but Ruth was super forward. You said it as if Ruth was too forward. Somebody said she was? Who said she was?
Wow.
But here's the thing.
Wow.
Ruth married the billionaire in town.
Do you want to give her
Now, he was about 90, so that's a different story, but... So...
I feel like... Let me tread lightly. I feel like the men in the church, they have a lot of pride. And they want to be the pursuer. So when a woman shows that she's interested, she looks desperate. But that's not the case.
I also think that, yeah, it might be the case that men have a lot of pride, but there is a stigma about men trying women in the church. And if you try me
Talk
and it
about
doesn't
that.
work out, and you go to the next individual that
Talk
you might be
about
interested
that.
in, there's something placed on you that you're a dog, or that you're weird, or that you're something along the lines of that. So it's like, it's a tiptoe game on both sides, because we've brought this thing in the church where it's just like, if you try somebody in the church, that's the only person that you're ever going to ever try in the church, and nobody else is for you in this building. That's why I don't date my church.
When I said that, I missed that last part.
Wait.
That's why you don't date in your church?
Unless my pastor says so.
I'm missing all these side comments. I think even what you said, Yoli, I think a major issue is people just care what other people think too much. Like, if I make a move and you think I'm weird by the move that I made, that means you're not the person I'll spend the rest of my life with. On to the next. Like, who cares what you think or how you respond? Man, well, guys think that girls are too forward. Well, he ain't the one. That's why he's still single. Move on. And I think there's such how am I going to be viewed? How's it going to look? How's it going to be said? I'm tiptoeing and all that other good stuff. And I think people are just paralyzed in this, I don't know the right way to make a move, as opposed to, I ain't fitting to be single for much longer, so I'm going to make a move. Sunday's message, I told the whole story of how me asking her to be my girlfriend, I made a complete fool of myself. Like choking on water, nearly dying. If you don't watch it, all this other good stuff. By the way, the people need to understand, why not the Hamlet? Why not whatever? Why didn't you try to save me? Why didn't you flinch? Why?
The paramedics were there.
The paramedics had left with the man that died before. Like, really? Ice cold.
It was so funny because he's a communicator. He communicates for a living. So it was hilarious to me. Hilarious to see him choke and falter off of words, because he generally does not. So I was just like, okay. and then it was funny.
I say that to say, I think singles have this picture in their mind of how it should go. And it's too polished. The picture that you have is too clean. It's too polished. It's too textbook. It's too movie. And a lot of married folks will tell you how we started dating is a lot sloppier than people make it out to be.
Maybe sloppy, but intentional.
Yeah.
I want to hear some more of these sloppy stories. I want like just so we can get a picture of what it's going to look like, you know, instead of the whole. I was just trying to figure out what to do.
Young man.
Sloppy in terms of what?
Whatever you're talking about, I don't know what you're talking about.
So no, for real.
That's another.
I want to say that we've hooked up a lot of people at Union Church, even though it is what it is. Like we don't got them old busybody women, so I had to do what they're supposed to do in the church. So
I love being a church mom.
A church mother. Baby, that's a lot of makeup you got on, baby. Whatever church mothers be saying.
Or not enough.
But I didn't hear what she said. All these side comments. Or not enough. Baby, you don't got enough makeup on. Oh, Lord. Put that in the questions.
Go ahead, Steve.
There have absolutely been guys that we went up to and said, you need to ask her out.
Absolutely.
And they said, well, what do I say?
Absolutely.
And we fed them.
Absolutely.
And then they went and asked her out.
Why is that?
And then she said no.
Because they have issues.
And then we went to her and said, why'd you say no?
Because she has issues.
And then because I'm scared, because whatever, blah, 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 blah. You need to say yes. Then she said yes. And that's happened multiple times. That's the sloppy that we have this just picture of, yo, touch this. It's boyfriend material.
Hey, no, real quick.
I love it.
Sarah, he was legit though, wasn't he? Yo, he was legit. He's legit.
Real quick, my parents' first date. I think my mama watching. I'm sorry. I have to tell this story. It's too good. My parents' first date, they were supposed to meet up in Central Park and hang out. They were both going to music school and stuff like that. My father sat and waited in the park for hours, and my mom did not show up. They caught each other in school the next day. My dad was like, the weird jive turkey, what's up, babe? You slid on me or something like that. My mom was like, you'll get over it. They have been married for 47 years.
Come on now.
And that was their first date.
Come on
so
now.
It is sloppy.
Well, it wasn't actually a date because she never showed up.
Right.
What was the second date?
What was the second date, right?
I think the fear of rejection is what keeps people from taking just steps. It's so, when you talk about it being paralyzing, it's so paralyzing. It is, I talked to one person and it was a good relationship, but it didn't work out. Now I think everyone is going to look at me like I'm a dog of a guy, but I'm really a good guy. So that's that. It's the female, I only dated outside of the Christian world. And so I don't even know what to say, what's too forward, what's not forward. And so I don't want to put myself out there. There's this whole fear of rejection. It's a big deal, Pastor Stephen. So can you speak to that? Speak.
So back to sex. That's why I really don't think people are waiting until marriage. And they may not be sleeping with somebody else. They might be sleeping with their computer or something else. But... did we go there yet? We'll go there later. But when you're made the way God made you to be made, and you have the desires that God made you to have, you should desire marriage more than you care about rejection. And I get the fear of rejection is real. I get blah, 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 rah, 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 whatever it may be. All that's real, Golden Freedom Conference again, and all that other good stuff. But at the end of the day, there has to be a greater desire in your life than just a desire of everybody thinking that you have it all put together. Yeah. And I think, I'm going to get in trouble. It's all this. Some people just aren't sick enough of being single.
Yeah. Should they be?
Yeah. Yeah.
Should they be?
Yes. I think, and y'all could weigh in and all that other good stuff.
I think if you're tired of having premarital sex, you should be tired of being single. Because, like you said, there are people having sex. You have to make a real choice.
Yeah.
To be abstinent or celibate.
Yeah.
And I can speak to it because I walked it and then I fell off. And I walked it a little bit more and I fell off. And now I'm walking it again.
I was just wondering, are we in the fall off season or we walking? We walking now.
Try again.
I just didn't know how you got up here. But go ahead. I'm messing.
Dust yourself off and try again.
Hey, go ahead. No, that's real. I love it.
But man, that's the reality. You got to be able to come to the hospital to get fixed, and you got to be able to know that you're not weird and something's wrong with you for having sexual desire and sexual urges and seeing people as attractive and noticing curves and bumps and all that stuff. I mean,
the curves and bumps.
Bumps?
Hey,
don't worry about it. I'm messing. Go ahead.
What you like, man.
You got gross out here.
In the same breath, you have to have some kind of commitment to be like, I'm gonna walk this thing out to the best of my ability, and I'm gonna get brothers around me that are gonna keep me accountable, and hopefully I got a good model from the pulpit. We have a good model from our pulpit.
Yeah.
Hopefully you got a good model from the pulpit, and this is the first church, I'm gonna be honest, I've ever heard anybody from the pulpit talking about matchmaking and helping singles get to a better state. So,
come on now.
Because I've been doing it for a little bit, and I've never heard anybody in church talk about it's the married couple's responsibility to kind of help the singles along. Create an environment where you can mingle and meet people. Yeah, it's different. It's different. And so allow us to just settle in and, find a way.
That's so good. Are we ready for the next question? Do you want to go on
I don't know yet.
He's still waiting.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so real quick before we go to the next question, if you see an empty seat, if you'll just kind of scoot
slide on in. Are there people in the lobby?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, can y'all slide in? Ain't no reason to be in the lobby. We got space
Pastor
inside.
said it.
Come on. Come on, slide on in.
Has your name on it.
All right. If we need to put more people on the platform, we can. We could just add to the panel. All the way good. Get some chairs. Good stuff. All right. Next
on
question.
the first date, I expect to discuss credit score, body count, and salary.
Whoa. Read that again.
Okay. On the first date,
I
expect to talk about, to discuss credit score, body count, and salary.
She said.
So
She said that.
She said.
She said that.
that.
And that's why she's still single. But
So right now, if you look at the top of the screen, it says menti.com, and you're going to use that code, and then that's how you're going to be able to vote right now.
Thank God we got some sane people.
Menti.com,
Disagree. Please disagree.
Nenti.com.
Jesus.
Code is 866-71188.
I'm a little
Fellas,
concerned about this
that is the one out of the 99 that Christ has to go and get, okay? That's not...
No, that's the one that said, I gotta be different. I ain't going with the one everybody else doing. That's what
Okay, so nobody agrees with that. Even though one of you people put that question in here, but we ain't going.
We got traumatized. That's what happened. We got traumatized.
Some
so they
people
need to know.
agree with it.
That's wild, mind blown.
Weird, act normal, wildin'.
Referring to women as females, say, okay, let's take these comments down because we don't care what they got to say.
Boy,
All
what?
right.
She probably in here right now. Like,
So here's my question. So we all disagree.
Yes.
Okay, so
Why?
I'm gonna be anti. I agree. I don't. But at what point do we talk about credit score, body count, and how much do you make? Go ahead, graduate.
If we're going to build a life together, let's get to that part first. Let's say, like, okay, we've got enough commitment between us, enough attraction between us that, okay, let's start thinking about putting a life together. You don't need to know my body count if we ain't building nothing together. You don't need to know my credit score if we ain't building nothing together.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Okay,
So if I'm at the point where I'm pursuing only you, we've already determined that If I'm at the point where I'm pursuing only you, we've already determined that our purposes align, our personalities work well together, your character and everything is great. Then yeah, we get into those details, but the first date, not at all.
So you need to be officially boyfriend and girlfriend, and more than that, like we're thinking even entertaining and flirting with marriage.
Official.
Okay.
Yeah, I would definitely say you're dating and it's very intentional and you know what your next steps are. You at least know you guys have the same vision of where you're moving towards.
Say what you gotta say.
it's that body count thing for me.
Yo, go ahead, say what you gotta say.
I don't need to know your body count.
Yeah,
That's
there you
going to diminish my view of you. Show me your papers and do I know any of them? If there's nobody that I know, I don't need to know. Because I just don't need to see.
That's for real for there.
You know what I mean?
You know your cousin, so what happened was. Go ahead. I'm with you on that. I don't think body count should be discussed.
Ever?
Ever.
It's like it's your past. Like if you're moving forward.
And
it's
my
your
thing
past.
is, if God isn't bringing it up, why are you? Now, are you a virgin? Yes, there need to be a conversation. Have you been abused or molested? Is there trauma in your past? That's stuff that oftentimes is not a conversation before marriage, and it needs to be. Yeah. But that stuff really needs to be a conversation in the safety of counseling and not just, because
Not
you're
second date, not first date.
you're taking a raw heart and giving an opportunity for someone to do real damage to your heart that I don't know if they've built that much trust yet.
And I think it's misunderstandings with perspectives and perception. So on one side, you can be thinking, y'all excuse my language. No. You can be thinking, hey, she's a hoe. And then on the other side, it's like, I was looking for love, and for all of the people that I was with, that's what I did to show them that. You know what I mean? Like there's different perspectives. So if I tell you my body count is such and such and such, and you looking at me like that's wild, and I'm like, you don't know like what that meant to me. It might have meant something different to them, but for me, it was something completely different. So that whole body count conversation is just it's a setup for just destruction. I think.
We're going to table that one. We got a table. We got more questions, unless Pastor Zion, you would love to say something.
Pastor Stephen looked like he was about to say something. The Holy Spirit speak to you?
Can I say something wild? Y'all could disagree. I think boyfriend, girlfriends get 0 grace. Spouses get 100% grace. Dating is not a place to be a minister.
Can you explain?
What I mean by that is too many people date and marry people that they have to fix. And I say this to staff all the time. We're talking gray area, not black and white.
Yeah.
Yes, the husband and the head of the household is a pastor of the family. But I don't necessarily want to be your lover and your counselor at the same time.
Wow.
So I think dating is a time to have some pretty rigid standards. And if I'm disgusted by somebody's past, I need to walk away. And then they will find someone who maybe has a similar past and is not disgusted by their past. But dating's not the place to be showing a lot of grace and a lot of, man, I'm going to walk you through this. I'm going to pastor you through this. I'm going to pray you through this.
Okay, pause for a second.
I'm going to get another fun.
No, but you say oftentimes that you practice how you play. So I don't understand, like, ministry and counseling and all these different things. Like, you're confusing me.
So my mama gave me some really annoying advice. She said, when it's right, it's right. Which is like, what does that mean?
Uh-huh.
As I'm getting older, there is a God thing. I don't know if I necessarily believe in soulmates and all that other good stuff. But there's just that person that you click with. That you don't have to reach for grace for them. You don't have to reach for compassion for them. It's already there.
Reach.
So in this particular conversation, if that person tells me their body count and hoe comes to mind, I don't have a grace for them. There's not that divine connection. And for the person that it is, it won't even bother me. Like, I'm not even, it's not, doesn't it make sense?
Makes a lot of sense.
So you practice how you play, but I think we got to trust our knee-jerk reactions a lot more.
I love that.
I think that's great. I think it's great. I think it's a great place to move on. That's a great place to move on. It's a great place to move on, I think. All right.
And another thing, you got... So go ahead.
Whatever you want.
Here is the next one. Okay. He said...
Hot mic.
He said... I'm going to move away from the monitors. This is cool. I'm behind you guys. He said, I have to get my money right before I find a wife.
You see how that's
saying she a gold digger.
I mean,
That
we
is a
see how
lot
that
of
works for couples.
response.
That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Oh my gosh,
He
I hate
said-
that one. Okay, what did I say? Oh, agree?
So 62% of men say they agree.
I'm going to say that's not bad only because I've seen too many women taking care of big men or big babies. And so if he says he's got to get his money right, that lets you know, it gives you an indication that he's about being responsible.
I have a
He's a-
question. Right. But what is right?
I wanna
At
get-
what point, like, what's the cap? What's right?
Well, then that's a mutual conversation. You say, you and him have a conversation about, okay, I'll take what you're saying. I respect what you're trying to do. But what is right? Then you guys define it together.
If you can't pay for every date, it's not right. Your money isn't right. If you gotta split the bill, if you're not got your, you can't pay
You
for your
shouldn't be
own
dating if
car,
you're trying to
you
split
shouldn't
the
be
bill.
dating. If you can't take a girl out and have a good time, then you shouldn't be dating. Your money isn't right.
It
I'm
should
good
be
with
a realistic goal, though. Like, nah, baby, I'm trying to raise $3 million by 2024. What?
People want a mansion. They want the Tesla. Like, nah, just you good.
FPU Connect Group, that's what it is right there.
Here's the thing. I feel like we're saying right in the sense, if I was a guy, I wrote that answer, I wrote that question down, I'm saying I have enough money so I can take you out. See, here's the, I want to be a good steward of my money, because if I can't be a good steward of my money, I can't be a good steward of you, right? And so that's what I'm saying when I say my money right. I don't need stacks. I just need enough to get us a meal. Okay?
That's your bar. David
A
Dang.
nice meal.
A nice meal. Not McDonald's. Not unless you like McDonald's. Then we go there.
Wow. Are we ready for the next question? Do we go
Yeah,
on?
it's
Okay,
you,
all right.
Stephanie.
So they
No, wait,
said,
can I pause
just
for a
kidding.
second? Go ahead.
When I met my wife, I had a negative net worth that was 6 figures.
Student loans, everybody.
No, it was more student loans.
Oh.
How real? Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble. You know, sometimes like you're like so honest that you make your wife uncomfortable.
He does it all
Should
the
I
time.
get that honest,
Do
Jules?
it. Yes.
Do
Do
it?
it. Do it.
I bought her wedding ring on a credit card that she had to pay off for the next 3 years. So technically, you bought your own wedding ring. I really no.
That's my pastor. I'm
No, not
So you should get a sugar mama. That's what you're saying.
not even a wedding ring, the engagement ring. So technically, you bought your own engagement ring. I'm really appreciative of that. Grateful for that. Yeah. Y'all tell I ain't got no
have
shame.
so many thoughts, but go ahead.
And I was broke. I was broke. You weren't unemployed, but you hadn't finished nursing school yet. And you had just started nursing. You just finished nursing school, started nursing a few months before we got married. Here's the point that I'm making. And a lot of these questions are semantics. If 2 unemployed juniors in college are dating, ain't nobody got no money. You trying to say they shouldn't date? If homegirl who's on 3rd year of her residency, she broke, you better date her. As soon as y'all get them student loans paid off in 2052, you gonna... I think what people... Money's the fruit, vision is the root. I don't think a guy or a girl has to get their money together before they date. And I don't think that you need a certain amount of income or net worth or whatever to be able to say, I'm a date. But if someone doesn't have a vision for their life,
AKA plan.
they could be worth millions of dollars. Don't touch them. Because when they finally come up with a vision, and it may be year 10 of your marriage, and it's not a vision that you want to submit to, you're in trouble. So, ladies, you more so need to know where are you going, not how much are you worth. And I ain't broke no more. I don't have any debt anymore. And we doing all right. I paid for this one. Well, you paid for that one too, actually. I think we taught this years ago in the church. You guys know the whole investing and all that. They have this thing called IPOs. It's when a company goes public and it's initial public offering. So good, Steve. And the whole idea is, and you guys seen it over the years, Facebook went public, Apple went public, all these deals. And they go from a company that has a net worth or a valuation of maybe $400 million or $200 million, and they're instantly worth $3 billion. Yeah. And when they go public and they're now worth $3 billion, everybody wants to invest. But anybody who invests in Apple today is not making as much money as the person who invested in Apple 25 years ago. And a lot of people don't have enough vision to see what somebody can become. They only have enough vision to see who they are. Wow. And by the time the person has become who they're going to be, it's too late for you to play any part or to actually be involved in their journey whatsoever.
So what are some traits to look for? Because you don't want to date projects, but you are looking at specific character traits. So can you just explicitly look at?
So when you're talking about a vision, what's a vision? A vision is I have an intended destination and I have steps that I'm going to take to get to that destination. Yeah. So I'm asking, where are you going? What does 2 years from now look like to you? What does 5 years from now look like to you? What does 3 years from now look? What does 4 years? Man, yo, let me tell you. So, like for real, like, I'm gonna get my barber's license, and I'm gonna be a barber.
Nah, this music deal's about to pop off.
I'm gonna own me 5 barber shops. You don't got no degree? No, I got no degree. You don't cut hair for the rest of your life? Yeah, man, that's my deal, man. Okay, so what are you doing about it? Well, I found a barber who owns 5 barbershops, and I've asked him to mentor me over the last 3 years. He's taught me to cut. I'm almost getting my license. I've saved up $4,000 so I can get my first chair.
It's good.
People don't know barbers make 6 figures. Because they're too busy looking on Instagram and trying to find finished products. And you walk past a really good option that does not have a degree and will be a millionaire by 45.
So what you're looking at is work ethic. You're looking at what? Being an aggressive learner. You're looking for...
I'm looking at intentionality.
Intentionality?
You know where you're going, and you've made steps. So if step 10 is the finish line, step 1 is you're just starting. You want to jump in on like step 3. You're not at scratch, because scratch is there's zero evidence that you will ever become what you say you're going to become. I want to jump in at step 3. Make sense? Where, no, you're not making 6 figures yet. No, you don't have 1 barbershop, more or less 5. Yeah. But you've gotten your license. You have clientele. You've saved $15,000 towards your first chair or whatever. And there's evidence that you actually follow through on things that you say.
I like that. That's good.
Y'all ready for your next question?
I'm ready for my next question.
What you get a chair for? Am I talking too long? What you
No.
trying to say?
No, we got about
Kick
we got some time on this panel.
Just
We're gonna spend some time learning.
Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, so they say that the best place to find a spouse is church. They say the best place to find a spouse is in Union Church.
Only if they found their spouse in church.
All right. Do we got anybody with a microphone in the room? We'll do it next. Right now. We'll do it. Can y'all jump down there real quick?
Yes.
All right. Now, we are not going to let this microphone go, okay? I know how you people are. We don't... I just need a one-word answer. One-word answer. Don't give me your dissertation. Don't hand her the mic. No. Don't let that mic go. Stand up.
She ain't listen.
Where is the best place to find a spouse? I just need like 7 people to answer. What'd she say?
What'd she say? What'd she say?
I missed it. I hear it.
Say it louder.
Put the camera on her. Put the camera on her. Put the camera on her.
And she got her Harvard t-shirt on. Where? What'd she say?
She ain't say nothing.
Oh. Okay, no, I just want to know where. Where? Give me like 3 wheres. Where's the best place to find a spouse?
You look like, right here.
We got one right here.
I would say in school.
I'll say school.
School? Okay.
Stand up. He just said the same thing. It's a math.
Who else?
Stand up.
School.
What's your name?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Where else? Give me 1 or 2 more. 1 or 2 more. Best place to find a spouse?
IKEA.
Okay.
They building stuff.
You gonna find you a project at IKEA. That's what you gonna find at IKEA.
Wow, that part. Okay, here
Some
we go.
assembly required. One more.
I'm gonna say Target.
No, Target. Target's where you find background. Okay, y'all. Wait. Pick up your mics. The best place to find a spouse is in church. Go.
I'm still single, so I don't know.
You don't know. You still single, so.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out.
I guess it ain't Union Church.
At a party.
I said I'm trying to find out too.
But you just got here. Don't play me. Go ahead.
The ratio is a little off in the ministries, and so we're not finding nothing.
So I didn't find my boyfriend in church, but I brought him to church, and he's thriving.
Come on.
Now he serves on a safety team at Baltimore County. Let's go.
Little missionary dating. All right.
I don't know about every church, but as for Union Church, yes, I definitely agree with that.
Ooh.
I mean, makes sense. Look at the room.
Yes.
I think church.
You said what?
Yes. It's a good place.
I think church can be a good place to find your spouse, but you have to be ready. You can't just if you're coming into church and you're saying, all right, I'm going to try to find my spouse, don't waste time. Don't necessarily beat around the bush, because then you have a stereotype that, we men are pansies, as Pastor I would say.
Come on now.
So make sure if you're coming to church and you're looking for a spouse, then be about it. Don't be weird.
Should you come to church and look for a spouse?
That shouldn't be the first thing.
It couldn't be. Yeah.
You should be coming
Should
to
it be
church.
the second thing?
I think
It should be on there. It's number 2. I put it number 2. Yeah.
It's important.
You said second?
Yeah, number 2.
Number 2.
You find God number 1, find your spouse number 2.
Find God first, and then find spouse.
I found God
number 2.
before I got here.
Okay.
I think it's a good place to find a spouse, but I don't think it's necessarily a good place to try to like walk that out and be like, hey, like let's date and stuff like that. I mean, Sunday morning there's only but so much time that you in the lobby, you know.
That's why you should join the dream team. Join the dream team.
Let's
Connect
go, Columbia.
A group.
So you've been. Can I ask a question?
Oh God. yeah.
Yeah, ask him this question because
You've
we all
been-
want to know the answer, Matt.
You've been at the church for quite some time.
Praise God.
Put him right on the spot, Pastor Zai. I'm so here for this.
Matt, are you single?
I am single.
Just wonder. Okay, cool.
Matt, let me say, I love you. You're pretty great.
That's
You've been
you. She
consistent for a
about to
long
cook
time.
you.
Yeah. I feel it. I feel it coming.
I feel it coming too.
So,
Just give it to me. Just give it to me. It's okay.
so
What's taking so long?
you answered a question. You just asked. You asked.
Yeah, I think for me, so I've been a part of our church since 2014, right? I think for me, when I joined the church, I was not at a place to date at all. I mean, I was living in sin. And I think for me, it took some time to be able to learn actually, okay, like what does it look like to actually be a man of God before I can step into like, okay, I'm going to have a woman of God be a part of my life. I'm at that place now, so I'm looking.
Matt said he's ready.
He ready.
Player.
I think for me, oh Jesus.
It's too dark in this room. I can't see the options.
Somebody wants a number.
Who was it? Who was it?
Sasha with the flashlight.
Put the camera on her.
Sasha has
Who
the
was it?
flashlight.
Right here, Matt.
Let's go.
Right there.
She gonna run.
Yes.
She listened to question number 1, Pastor. She listened to question number 1.
Listen.
Wow.
Shoot, yo.
I guess church is a good place to find a spouse then.
Before we go on to the next question,
I like that energy.
the church is a great place to find a spouse. Anybody who says the church, you shouldn't come to church to find a spouse, is super spiritual, chill out, it ain't that deep.
There's some good-looking people here.
There's some good-looking people here.
At the UBC campus and at the Flowers location, I'm telling you. Y'all don't hear me though. I look.
You skip Columbia and BWI, are there not?
No.
What are you trying to say?
No. I don't know. There's something about set up and take down. I don't know. You're going to see the strong men out there, ladies. I'm telling you, I'm praying for you. I always look to see if they have a ring on, if they have nice shoes, and a peacoat. A lot of them have nice shoes and a peacoat.
Oh, I love it.
Let's move on.
I think, to circle back really quickly, what you're looking for is more important than where you're looking. So you can find your spouse anywhere. You can bump into them at Target. You can, blah, 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 wherever. I remember Pastor Joel Osteen talking about he found his wife at a jewelry store. He was picking up jewelry, and she was the cashier, and that was Victoria Osteen. I think my preference is college, and then church second. And for this reason, it's best when you can observe the person before pursuing a relationship. And when you're in college, you have friend groups, you guys are in classes, you see who they date, you see how they conduct themselves, you see all that other good stuff. Church is kind of the same thing. As you're in groups, as you're on dream teams and all that, you see how somebody conducts themselves, and you're able to determine, is this a person of character before you kind of just hand them your heart? Now, you just bump into them at Target. You don't know anything about them, and you don't know, is this what I'm looking for? So yeah, you can find somebody anywhere, but my preference is I'm finding somebody in the groups that I associate with and where I live life.
That's good. So all you women, go to UBC and go to Flowers, okay? That's Pastor Zai.
UBC, we lit. Let's do number 7, and we can circle back to 6 later.
Let's do it. Okay. They said, I can't fulfill my purpose without a spouse.
Who said that? Pastor Steven said that?
It just says they.
Oh,
Some people have the stank faces on.
What would Jesus do? I don't know.
We're not going to be able to see the responses because we skipped the other question, I don't think.
We did, yeah. No worry.
But if y'all can get to it, we'd love to know what you think.
They said I can't fulfill my purpose without a spouse. What y'all think?
I think that a spouse could definitely help you fulfill your purpose, but like God is the ultimate conductor of you fulfilling your purpose. So if you need a spouse, then he will give you one. If you can do it in your singleness, you can do it in your singleness.
I think it's easier with a spouse because there's favor that comes with that connection. So I think that whatever it is that you're set to do, just speaking in the natural too, that's so many different things combined. That's 2 incomes combined. That's 2 minds combined. That's two different types of aggression combined. So I think that it makes it easier when you have your spouse. But you can do it alone.
Talk your talk.
Just like Pastor Stephen, hello? Yeah, just like Pastor Stephen preached about 2 weeks ago about being whole. I think once we're whole physically, emotionally, spiritually, intellectually, we have all that we need to fulfill our purpose.
That ain't what I said.
Run it back.
Keep going.
It's on YouTube. You can watch it.
I acted a fool all night long. Go ahead. I'm listening.
No, that's it. I feel like
well, that wasn't it.
I feel like Paul never got married.
How do you know?
They never said he got married.
I shouldn't do this. Yeah, Paul was married.
Right.
Because he was a Pharisee and he wouldn't have been able to be if he hadn't had a spouse and gone through that whole deal. So she might have passed away after a while, but that would have been a requirement. So I'm giving you a hard time, bro. Go ahead. Keep going.
I'm good.
What do you think?
What do I think? Spouse required for purpose? I think purpose is hard. I think if you're really I think it's just hard to wake up every day and to go after that thing that God placed on your heart. It's hard. And friendships are great. They're going to help. But there's going to be when you feel like giving up, there's going to be someone that's there that's going to push you, that's going to encourage you. And how do I say this in a kind way?
Kind's not fun. Go off!
All that to say, I think it's good for a man to not be alone. So God created a helpmate, right? However, because we live in such a fallen world, some people, the truth is, they're not going to get married. That's not very encouraging. That's why I didn't want to say it. And God that gave you that purpose and all that, he'll help you along the way. I think that there's some things, though, that we're going to leave on the table. Not very encouraging. So what's our desire? I'm not going to tell God, okay, I guess this is not just for me to be married or anything. Every single day, I'm going to wake up with anticipation that today could be the day. You know, if you're reading Hebrews 11, it said that some people, they didn't receive everything here. They welcomed it from afar. My role, if God placed even that desire for me to get married and all that, my role is to continue to wake up and welcome it from afar. To say, I don't know the future. I'm not going to put this thing on my mind saying that I want to get married. I guess it hasn't happened in 43 years, so I guess it's not for me. Maybe it'll happen in 44. So my role, because of what God's placed in my heart, knowing that I can't do it alone, is to wake up every day and say, this could be it. I could bump into him at church. I could bump into him at a party. And that's hard, too, to wake up every day and continue to desire. But God placed that desire inside of you because there's something that he's called you to. And it's hard, but I don't think you can ultimately fulfill your purpose without a spouse. You're not going to get a lot of amens, so
No, that's good. No, that's good.
It's not for me.
All right.
If you disagree,
I don't disagree.
Oh.
I think when it comes to matters of the heart...
Can you encourage them, though?
How?
I don't know, something.
I think when it comes to matters of the heart, it's so painful that we lose our minds. Can I fulfill my purpose without a spouse? Let's ask another question. Can I maximize or fulfill my purpose without a mentor?
No.
No. You're not smart enough to know it by yourself. As the senior pastor of Union Church, can I maximize my purpose without executive pastors? No. Like, we need people around us that encourage us, that push us, that motivate us, that pick us up when we are down and all that other good stuff. But because spouse is a matter of the heart, we get all up in our feelings, and it's very uncomfortable for us to say we're not going to maximize our God-given potential without a spouse. Well, let me make it a little bit easier for you. You need more than a spouse. You need a mentor. You need friends. Your children are probably going to run a little bit more in that legacy. You need people around you. You can't do it by yourself. And I think we got to be okay with knowing that we're not enough.
And that's why we have groups.
So good. You can text you groups, okay, to 97000. You can totally do it. All right, next question. All right.
Shameless plug.
Right. Okay, so she said, he's just like the last one. I'm just waiting for him to slip up.
She said.
He's
just like the last one.
Was it you, Yoli? Did you say that?
Hey, Yoli, if you stab him, I won't tell. Nobody will know. Go for it.
They're going to know.
How they going to know? All right. Everybody disagrees. She said he's just like the last one. I'm just waiting for him to slip up. What do y'all think?
It goes back to what I said earlier. Like, you can't be intentionally dating, trying to build your future if you're living in your past.
Yeah. So, since we're all going to disagree with this one, let's just skip ahead and a lot of people live this, but they won't say it.
Wow. Yeah, that's true.
And when it's said in words, everybody's going to be like, oh, no, that's not fair. But the way that we don't trust.
Yeah.
They felt it in the back.
Oh, my God, it's so good.
The way we don't commit.
Oh!
They've been hurt before.
The way we're standoffish and play hard to get and all the different games that, like, if we would be real, most of the games we play in dating are based on past relationships. So we may not say it because it doesn't sound good or look good when it's printed out.
But we live it.
But most people are living it.
Absolutely. Yeah. What ends up happening is broken people break people and then blame them for the pieces.
Yeah.
That's so good.
All right, put that.
Yeah.
That's going to be on Instagram tomorrow, so just make sure y'all...
Can you say that one more time? What was that?
Broken people break people and then blame them for the pieces.
My God.
Pick up the pieces.
That's good, sir.
So my ex said to me, if you look for dirt, you find it. He actually was cheating, but it's a very good, wow. It's a very good,
wow.
Yeah, this is why y'all ain't gonna play with me. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it was a very good gaslighting statement, right? But the truth of the matter is this. The way that you want to see it is how you're going to perceive whatever it is. So if you're waiting for him to meet you at a restaurant and he runs out of gas and has to stop at the gas station to fill his tank and he's 20 minutes late, you're going to be like, it takes you 46 minutes to get from your job to this restaurant You are gone for 10 minutes. What was you doing? It's the same. It's that kind of deal where it's just like you looking for it. So the slightest thing that would give you that inkling that it's happening, you're going to believe that in your mind. So it's just remember, like when it comes to statements like that, I don't think that it's all the way true, but we do think that. We do think that. We look for the things that have happened to us, and we try to place it on the new.
Yeah, I want to go off of that. It's like, what are you looking for, right, in that other person? I think so often, like I remember when I was a kid, like my mom brought home this like fruit platter, right, and it was a little old, right. So I was like, I grew up thinking I was like, okay, I don't like fruit. But one day I had like a good piece of fruit. I was like, okay, like this is actually good. And I think oftentimes like we don't know what fruit to look for. I know it sounds crazy. We don't know what fruit to look for, but it's like it's also real life where it's like talking about the fruits of the spirit. Like Galatians 5:22 and 23. Like, are you looking for patience? Are you looking for forbearance? Are you looking for kindness?
You better quote that Bible.
Wow.
It's like if you're more worried about like the abs than having the patience for abstinence, like you're not gonna be able.
What?
You're not gonna be able to get to where you want to go.
Whoa.
He studied.
Okay.
He studied.
Leave that.
Wow.
Make it alliterate.
We ain't gonna add nothing to that.
All right. That was okay. Here we go. It's funny that this is the next question. I'm actually excited to read this one because this is the men's take. He said, I keep my options open. There's nothing wrong with a backup plan.
First of all, sir, what is a backup plan?
What's the not sure? That's new. Not sure.
Keep those options open.
I think
14%, 15%,
men
16%.
do that, but females do that too.
17%.
Oh.
So we can't. It's not just a he thing; it's a she thing as well.
We got about 35%.
I think it also goes back to anticipation. Like, what are you going into your relationship actually looking forward to? Like, are you looking forward to it messing up and you needing a backup plan, or are you anticipating the best? Like, this is going to be what I truly feel like is the right decision in my life.
But I think there are different stages of a relationship. Like there is in the beginning part when you're spying out the land, when you're getting to know them. And so I think if they're talking about keeping options open, then that's fine. But if you're exclusively talking to a person and you still have, you still have other options, then that's a problem.
Yeah. I think if you're intentionally pursuing somebody, you're going out, all of that type of stuff, like you don't need to have somebody else in your mind that you're thinking about that I'm going to go out with if this don't work out.
And all of these sound like really good answers, but let's go to real life.
Wow.
Talk about it.
Real life is we have to be emotionally mature when you make the decision to start dating. Because emotionally mature says, I got my own philosophy. No protecting, no pretending. I'm not going to pretend that I'm feeling something for you that I'm not feeling. And I'm not going to say things that protect myself so that I got to fall back. If you want a real relationship and you want real love in your life, then you're going to have to be open, vulnerable, and transparent. All of that's necessary. That's an emotionally mature person.
That was 3 adjectives. 3 of them. 3 adjectives.
In leather pants. I love it.
That was good.
Were you about to say something?
What he said.
Good.
All right. So she said, women have higher standards than men. Men will chase anything.
No, ma'am.
Is she laughing?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Raise your hand. Where are you? No.
Exposed.
I disagree. There are some women that are complete trash, in my opinion. Their standards.
Can you let us know what you really mean?
No.
Wow.
My
okay.
God.
There are some women that also chase anything.
Yeah.
There are some women that also chase everything. And I would be a terrible person if I just let that statement go down like that. Because I have a father, I have a brother, I have, you know what I mean? And these are all stand-up men that did not just chase anything.
A pastor.
Everything. A pastor that did not chase. He might have gone to other churches to scope the land. Okay? But he did not chase anything. That's how I'm going to stick beside him. That's my pastor. But yeah, no, that's totally not true.
I think the issue is people are too picky.
There's murmur in the crowd.
Pastor Stephen, what's too picky?
What's too
picky?
What's too picky?
Because I think that from a Christian perspective, I've come across a lot of women that are like, he's saved and he's a man. I want him. And
that ain't picky enough.
Right. So as a woman, I think that women need to just raise your standards a little bit more.
I think for this question, we're more so talking church folks.
Okay.
And this is where I go back to my daughters at the temple that I was trashing on Sunday. But I think, for example, I think there's some women that are like, if he doesn't have a degree, it's not an option. Yeah. Where, okay, you just missed out on a millionaire who's going to own.
Or if he can't quote Bible because he has to lead me spiritually.
He has to lead me spiritually, and he can't speak in tongues. So, or he has kids, and I'm not going to date somebody who has children. Or whatever else it may be.
There's murmur in the crowd.
I felt y'all. I heard y'all, so I had to sing.
From a man's perspective, I don't necessarily know it's that men have lesser standards, but I think when they go into pursuing a woman, they're looking first off of physical attraction, if we're being honest, men. And so once you get past that physical attraction page, you're like, damn, you kind of dry, like, or we don't really connect, and then now it's kind of like you always had these standards, but you were going in prioritizing them wrong. You weren't necessarily not having the right standards to begin with.
Can I speak for the men too? So here, you'll like this because this is John Maxwell. So I'm looking for a baddie, okay? So baddie, so B, beautiful. A, are you adventurous? This is me personally. I like this stuff. D, are you...
This is called a resume, guys. So.
It is.
I thought you said you were giving us John Maxwell. Now,
John Maxwell, he likes to do, you know,
Go ahead.
He likes to do acronyms. So B, beautiful. A, adventurous. D, are you devout? You know, because we can throw a Christian in there. D, are you determined? You know, are you a determined person? I, are you intellectual? Can we talk, not just for, you know, Prophet Tevin Campbell says, can we talk for a minute? I need a little longer than that. A little longer than just a minute, because, you know, anybody can talk for a minute. But I need to talk about, you know, can we talk a little bit longer? And then E, you know, are you enjoyable? Can you be fun? Man, are you a fun person to be around? If you're not a baddie, you're not it. You gotta be a baddie.
He was working on that one.
You gotta share that.
Came with that in his back pocket. He had that one in his back pocket. Just wait for my moment. Wait. It's my moment.
You gotta be ready.
So you don't care what they look like.
Be ready, CC.
So you don't care what they look like, David. David, you don't care what they look like?
No, I said beautiful. Baddie.
Beautiful. That was number one.
I just want to make sure. But where was it? It was number one. That's all I'm gonna say.
I said we're visual from the beginning. Absolutely.
David studied that. Okay, here we go. Next question.
I am no longer single, haven't been single, won't be single. But I remember being single. And there is a dynamic that I probably shouldn't expose, but I will.
Where is this going?
Men know the ratios. Men know the ratios. We know if we got good credit, love Jesus, and have a vision that we are an endangered species. So I think there's definitely, and this is where it takes godliness, humility, Christ-likeness, and all that, because there's definitely a undertone of y'all got to do the work. We don't, because we got nothing but options. So I don't think that I don't think Christian men have the lowest standards out there. I think actually there's a temptation for Christian men to be arrogant and prideful and act like they're God's gift to the world because they are such a limited.
But not at Union Church.
Come on, Pastor Steve. Not here.
Not this church. Nope, not here. Okay, all right. We got about 7 minutes left in our panel. Oh, everyone say, oh.
Okay, I'm going to take over the panel because they ain't doing it the right way. So we're going to do 2 more questions, and then we're going to do questions from the audience. We're going to do like just 3.
Okay.
Jump up, act something crazy.
All right, let's do it. All right, so this next question, they said, I think he/she is the one. You've got to marry them. I don't get it either. That's why it took me so long to read it. I'm completely honest with you.
Okay, so we got to work this question out. Help me out, Devontae. We're going to make this question whatever we want it to be. It says, they said.
They said.
So is this someone observing our dating relationship telling me we got to make it marriage?
Yes, that's it.
Yes, okay, let's take that.
Do that one. That's good.
Let's take that. Okay, do it over. Do other people have the right to tell you this is the person?
Do other people have the right to tell you this is the person you should marry?
That's a better
It
question.
depends on the person.
I think that the only people that have the right to say that are your natural authority, your parents, and then your spiritual authority. So if I'm dating somebody and Pastor Zai says, I believe I like this person, I don't think she would say you've got to marry them. But we would have the conversation and I would take steps forward, like kind of observing a little bit more. But if David came up to me and was like, you know what?
What you doing?
I really like Jaquan DeMarcus and you should go ahead and... No, that's the wrong thing right there because you like his name. You know what I mean? But I think your spiritual authority absolutely has the right and your natural authority.
Okay, I'm gonna give y'all, this is the pastoral wisdom here. Write this down and we go on to the next question. Always listen to no. Don't listen to yes. So your parents and your pastor do not have the right to tell you who you have to marry. As you read all of Scripture, God never told anybody in Scripture who they had to marry. Even homie Haggai, who God said, you got to marry a prostitute. He got to pick any prostitute he wanted. So even he had an option. And I think sometimes older people, because they want it so much for you, they'll try to pressure you into something. You're the only person that's going to have to make it work. So at the end of the day, you're the only person that gets to make that decision. Now, here's a big deal. A lot of people want to marry someone that their parents say, I don't have a piece about it. And their pastors say, I don't have a piece about it. And that is the dumbest decision you could make in your life. We Bonnie and Clyde. Do you remember what happened to Bonnie and Clyde? They didn't make it. Now, if you're dating someone and your parents say that's not the one, that doesn't mean break up with them. That doesn't mean mom and dad don't like you so we can't get married. But what it does mean is I've got to win my parents over before I make this happen. Or I've got to win my pastor. I got to change their mind. And if I never change their mind, then I'll walk away. So it doesn't mean just give up on them because someone in authority said they don't like them, because I'm never going to like anybody that Zoe dates. So she's going to have to work on my heart.
Okay, pause. What if it's a different culture? So let's say you have someone from just a different culture. And not even talking white, black, or whatever, interracial, but even within... I was trying to stay away from certain
There's
cultures.
a lot of interracial couples who their parents are racist.
Yeah.
And
So what if basically they said, well, they are not who we are, so the answer is no. And they are a Christian and all that stuff. And they said, you do not have my blessing.
Yeah. Once again, I'm going to be real cautious. And I think... You know, the Bible says in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let a matter be established. You have your parents. You should have a pastor. Most people don't, but they should. You should have people that are watching your back. And if your racist parents are the only people that are like, this is not God, but your pastor and another person of God is saying, no, we have a piece about that, then the pastor and the other, you now have a committee that we're going after the parents. We're going to sit down, and it may even be a little bit of, hey, this is going to happen with or without y'all blessing, so y'all might as well give your blessing and getting involved and all that. But there needs to be a lot of work done to get the family involved, because I was talking to a friend of mine that their parents were very involved in the dating, very involved in them getting married, and then 2 years in, they decided they want to get a divorce. Both parents showed up and said, we'll take the kids for the weekend, and y'all gonna figure this out, because we don't do divorce in this family. And they came in, they took the kids, and now, decades later, they're still married, and they figured it out. That's the power of when family has your back and is walking you through. So I would be very cautious in just, my parents don't know what they're talking about. My pastor, he's been married too long. He don't remember how bad it is being single and all that other good stuff, because you're taking the godly covering that he's sent you, and you're exposed.
Yeah, that's great. That's good. All right, we're moving to the last question. She said, I don't date for more than 9 months, then I'm getting a ring. If not, I'm moving on. Basically, if I don't date, okay, that didn't sound right. So I'm only waiting 9 months, and if I don't get a ring by then, I am going to move on.
What y'all think? What y'all think? What y'all think? Some say true. Some say true. There's 7 fools in the room. 8, 9, 13%. All right. 14.
9 months.
15. 14,
Wow.
15. 14% of the room is...
I think there should definitely be some conversations that are being had.
They just raised it because I'm talking trash. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? What do y'all think?
Yeah, I think there should definitely be some conversations that have happened at that point by 9 months. I would say 9 is a little, maybe 13, 12. But yeah, I think there should definitely be some conversations by that point, but kind of giving the ultimatum and saying hey, I need a ring right now.
Yeah, let me see you in every season first. So we haven't gone through the full cycle. I
haven't even seen the summer you yet.
I got to see what you look like in the fall and the spring.
He said, I want to know what it looks like during hibernation. What's going on here?
I mean, honestly, I don't see a problem with that. So beforehand, building the testimony, I used to be like, I need to be with you for 2-3 years before I marry you. And then I thought about it. It really doesn't take that long to make a decision. So honestly, you can meet somebody in January, get a ring in July, and have a last name in December. And you can be happily married for a couple of years. I don't think anything wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? So
that's a timeline.
If you really not ready, keep it pushing. I'm so sorry. Wow. 9 months. Babies get birthed in 9 months and they with you for life. So
I mean, she's not wrong.
Good. Dear Jesus, help us. She said, I don't date for more than 9 months, and then I'm getting a ring. If not, I'm moving on. Well, clearly she's been moving on because she ain't got that ring yet. So I think the point is that there needs to be timelines. You should not be dating for more than 24 months, and this thing is not going down the aisle.
Is it appropriate for the female to bring up the conversation? It's 8.5 months.
I think it's very... We talk about appropriate. I think people could do whatever they want to do. And when you're dating, you really want your boyfriend or girlfriend to do whatever is in their heart to do. Because you want to know their heart before you marry them. So if you feel all bold and bad and you just want to say where I'm a ring at, go ahead and say it now. If he never call you back, it is what it is. But I think they're absolutely early on, there needs to be a what is this? Are we dating? Are we exclusive? Are you keeping your options open? And then why are we dating? And the only purpose of dating is to determine if you want to spend the rest of your life together. And I don't think it's inappropriate for a female at some point to say, hey, I have no intentions of dating you forever. Yeah. We've got to figure out where this is going.
Can you go over the timeline, suggested timeline?
Suggested timeline. I talk loud. I won't give a timeline for how long you are spying out the land. That's a term we use at Union Church of, I'm learning your character without asking you out. I'm watching how you treat people you don't need. I'm watching how often you're missing church. Are you serving? All that other good stuff. How many people you're dating in the church? All that other good stuff. I'm looking for your character. Now, once I'm asking you out, we get into that 2022 talking. Y'all dating or we're talking. What does that mean? It means I'm going to wake you up in the morning with a text message. I'm going to call you at night. We're going to FaceTime. I'm so glad FaceTime did not exist. But all that other good stuff. And for me, we talking 8 weeks max. 8 weeks max. Like, unless your mom says 3. Yeah. But we weren't talking. No. When he tried to play me, he said, unless your mama said 3 months. When my mom was praying about whether I asked PZ out, I wasn't texting her. No. I wasn't calling her. We weren't hanging out on the phone. Because when I shoot my shot, you're going to know I shot my shot. There's not going to be all these false starts. But talking about 8 weeks. It's about 8. If it's 12, we got issues. I'm questioning, but it needs to be 8. Now we're dating. Dating is you're the only person I'm investing in this season. So I'm not dating you and talking to somebody else. And that needs to be max 24 months. Now here's the thing. It depends on how old you are. The older you are, the better you know yourself. The better you know yourself, the more you know what you're looking for. So what often happens is the older they get, the longer they date. And it should be the older you get, the shorter you date. Because you know what you're looking for. Are you it or is you not? And then engagement, for real engagement needs to be 12 months or less. Like when I put that ring on, we taking this thing down the aisle. I think right now in America, there's more emphasis on the beauty of the wedding than the length of the marriage. And especially with COVID shutting venues down and all that other good stuff. We're waiting 3 years because we want to have 500 people at the wedding. We're waiting. Man, do that for your 3rd anniversary. Do it for your 1-year anniversary. But if you're living holy and you're looking at building a godly marriage, let's get with it.
Love that. We're going to come out into the crowd now. We got time for 2 questions. Stephanie's going to take the first one on that side of the room.
Pastor Stephen, while we're waiting,
go ahead.
Yeah,
okay, follow up.
Can you talk about why there's no time limit on spying out the land? Why there's no time frame on that?
Why there's no time limit on spying out the land? Because you may never shoot your shot. You may determine as you're spying out the land, that's not a person that I'm interested in. And there's no time limit on spying out the land because you can't hurt that person's heart by observing. Yeah. And if someone else swoops in and dates them and marries them, it's your loss. And at some point, you're going to learn you spying too long. So you get what I'm saying. At spying out the land, there's no heart that's involved. Okay. Really, when you're spying out the land, that person should not know.
You're not a tourist.
You're not a tourist, you're a spy. That's a preach right there.
So good.
You should keep your cards very, very close to your chest. So you could be interested in someone, observing them, and not flirting with them. Because I don't know if they're worth the flirt. I need to figure out if they're worth the time and worth the effort and all that. Where the time comes in is where I now am holding that person's heart. I'm showing interest, which means now I have the opportunity to crush them, to lie to them, to manipulate them, or to waste their time. And that's not fair.
Just so y'all know, that counts as one of your questions. Stephanie, go ahead.
All right, you guys stand up. What's your name? Elisa. I'm going to come to you. Yes, ma'am, Elisa.
And the next question needs to be from a dude, so find one. Go ahead.
Okay, hi everyone. So my question is, how do you guard your heart and also be open? I think that's something I've always struggled with. Like, you want to be open and you want to be loving, but also how do you protect yourself in the dating process and not be like, oh my gosh, I love this person, and then all of a sudden, you're sacrificing yourself, your dreams, your goals, you're investing in this person. I'm sorry, this is a little personal. You can feel it.
No, this is good. Yeah.
The honesty, that's great.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm going to say from personal experience, you have to get yourself to a place where you're able to give and it not cost you anything. You've got to be able, the emotional investment you give to somebody else, you're not depleting yourself at all. So you got to really build yourself up to a place where I can love you and it's out of my excess. I'm not giving myself away.
Talk.
I think we got a standing ovation right there. Wow.
You have something to add to that? Go ahead, yeah.
That's good. It's so, I'm still laughing at that. But I think everyone struggles with that. And some people, they either give too much, like, you know, you go on the first date or someone likes a picture or DMs them something and they're like, oh my goodness. And you start planning the wedding already in your head. There are those people. And there are the other people, like, dude is coming correct. He is literally coming correct. You're in the relationship, and the whole time you're on it. You know what a governor is? A governor, they have it in golf carts, and they have it also in school buses. Is to keep them from going fast. So to keep it protected. I think a lot of us, we date and we have like this governor on, and it keeps us from being fully in the moment. You know, you're laughing, you're going on a great date, and everything is great, and you're like, but. You know, it's whatever. No, it was a great date. Say it was a great date. You know, be in the moment. It's okay. You can text and say, hey, I had a good time.
What if he tells you that he loves you on the first date?
Go heal.
I'm about to head out.
I love me too.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think just one more.
What would you do in that situation, Pastor Zai?
You said Freedom Conference?
I would invite him to Freedom Conference.
I need to go to Freedom Conference. I will say, sometimes semantics mess us up. And people use the phrase broken heart, and it means a lot of different things. If you're dating someone, I hope you like them at least. If you break up with someone that you like, a natural emotion is to be disappointed. You should not be devastated, but you should be disappointed. And I don't think there's anything wrong with being disappointed, with having about 3 weeks where you eat ice cream, where you walk past where y'all went on your first date and you get nauseous and you think twice, should I call him? Should I call him? Should I call him? Did I make the right decision? Did I make the right decision? I think those are natural emotions of disappointment. Devastation comes when you break boundaries.
That's so good.
Devastation comes when you gave them a piece of you that you should have never given them.
That's good. Yeah,
that's real.
So if you're crossing physical boundaries, biblically, if you had sex, you're married. When you break up, you've just experienced a divorce. Yes. You will be devastated. Yes. And I think one thing that people only think about sex, but there's what Pastor Carlos called an abnormal marriage, where you're playing marriage, but you're not married. So you're having conversations about our future when there is no we. You're talking about how we're going to raise our kids when there is no we. You're talking about the empire that we are going to build when there is no we. And yes, you talk about goals, visions, dreams, and all that other good stuff, but you're actually now making life plans, and you only see this person as the person that's in those life plans. You will be devastated because you've now tied up the hope of your future to another person that it is. So I think sometimes when it comes to a dating relationship, people play marriage. And they have marriage conversations and they make marriage plans. And that's not guarding your heart. So a boyfriend's a boyfriend, and a boyfriend's no more than a boyfriend. And a fiance is a fiance, and a fiance is different from a boyfriend or a girlfriend. And as the titles intensify, our level of intimacy, not physical intimacy, but vision, emotional, and spiritual intimacy increases. Don't be praying and fasting with a boyfriend.
The daughters in the temple heard that one.
Y'all having some real spiritual connections with people that ain't gonna be in your life 18 months from now. You pray, I pray. I'll pick you up at 7. We gonna be all right. So I think we so long for a spouse that we jump into spouse stuff when this is now we just dating. And I'm committed to you and I'm gonna treat you like a queen or I'm gonna treat you like a king or whatever, but we are just dating.
I have a question.
That's great. We got a question back here. You can't even see me, but it actually comes from about
Devontae,
5 or 6 guys.
I can definitely see you.
There's a group of them back here, but Corey's going to speak on their behalf. What's your question?
So, Pastor Stephen.
Yes, sir. Come on, a man.
All right, Corey!
Come on.
Y'all, he's on the worship team and he's single. Okay.
Very white sounding. I got to see who this is.
Yeah, Corey.
Come on, Corey.
KFC chicken lights in my eye.
It's been my experience.
And you can sing? Bro, if I could sing, it'd be a problem if I could sing. It'd be over.
Sing, Corey. Sing for us.
Sing something. All right, no, don't do it.
Just ask the question. Just ask the question.
Go ahead. Ask your question.
I want to know.
Y'all heard that?
What did he say?
He's got worship hidden in his heart.
Yeah, look, yo. If you got your moment to sing, don't be singing no Christian song.
But
go ahead.
Yeah, so it's been my experience, like with my own experience and just my Christian friends, female and male, where a lot of women say, "Oh, I pray for this. Like, I want this kind of guy. I want him to do this. I want him to love Jesus." And so,
is that what they sound like to you?
When they get that, and when we get to a place where it's like, okay, I'm feeling you. You feeling me, but then when I state my intentions, like when I try to lead this thing, I'm too much, or I'm not doing enough, or so basically my question is like, as Christian men, right? Mm-hmm. How do we navigate when women don't execute what they're giving off?
It's because she don't want you. It's because that's not serious.
Come on, Pastor Yoli.
That's not serious.
Yeah.
I've spent many years playing games.
Yeah.
And this is what I know about games. I'm serious.
Did you catch that? Did you catch that?
This is the thing, right?
Teach us.
This is the thing. Some women prefer to play checkers. Some women prefer to play chess. They're admitting that they play games. Okay? If it's not... Wow, we got an agreement. We got agreement in the back left over there. And this is why what Pastor Stephen said earlier about knowing what pursuit is, this is why that matters. Women also pursue. It's called a counter pursuit. So if you're taking a step forward and I'm taking a step back, I don't want you like that. I'm entertained by the idea. I'm entertained by your pursuit of me. But if I'm not taking a step forward, I'm just going to keep. You know what I mean?
That's awesome. That's phenomenal. You asked a second ago on how you guard your heart. And he talked about, and he alluded to it, what he was talking about is finding your identity in Christ. The reality is, in dating, in work, in career, in ministry, you're going to run into broken people every single day. And because broken people are broken, they're going to try to break you as well. And you got to get a bounce back in you.
So good.
Where you're able... Wow. Start seeing rejection as it's their problem, not mine. And they missed out on a good thing, and one day they're going to kick themselves because they missed out on a good thing, and on to the next. And a lot of people, your identity is so tied up in the approval of somebody else that when somebody plays you, you're crushed. When someone plays you, they played themselves. And just move. Let's do 2 more, and then we're going to land this plane. What else we got?
All right, y'all got lucky.
Here we go.
Come on, 2 more.
We got time. Where your hands at?
Let's go.
Oh, all the way back there. I see you, man. In the beanie. I'm coming.
Pastor.
Another guy?
It's a female.
Over here.
Okay, hold that. We coming to you next.
Here we go.
Go ahead. What's your
Got one
name?
for you. Ruben.
How old you is?
30.
Cool. He at least 30.
No, sir, I'm 16.
I was about to say you ever been to jail, but I don't want to answer, so let's go ahead. Go ahead, Ruben.
So I got a question for you and the men. So it's a lot of beautiful women in here.
Listen.
We accept. Which one? Which one, Deuce?
It's a lot of beautiful women in here, but my question is, so it's a lot of beautiful women in here that have also been hurt.
Say it one more time. Say it one more time.
That was 1, 2. I'm just kidding. Okay.
I'm loving this.
So it's a lot of beautiful women in here.
You better shoot
I got you,
your
Ruben.
shot at the whole room.
He's making it clear.
What's her name? What's her name?
Do me a favor. Bring Ruben up here so they can see him. I gotta make sure. I gotta get him in the line. We gotta make sure that camera took too long to get there. Ask your question up here. You gonna shoot that many times, you might as well get some screen time. Come on.
The walk, sir.
Get the man a stool. Get the man a stool.
Feeding, Ruben.
All right, all
Your
right.
feet is
Welcome,
feeding.
Ruben, y'all. Welcome, Ruben.
Look at his feet, y'all. Look at his feet.
Oh.
Shoe cam. Ruben, shoe cam.
Go ahead, ask your question. There's a lot of beautiful women. We got that.
You had the audacity to wear Union 1s in a Union church. So
I mean, just you know how we do's around here.
All right, Ruben, what's your question?
There's a lot of beautiful women. We got that.
So my question is, it's a lot of women in here.
My God!
All right. Go ahead.
Stop playing. So, but my question, honestly, is they've been hurt by men of God. You spoke about the ratio earlier. So my question is, how do we stay encouraged as men of God when it's like, I got good credit, I ain't got no student loans, I'm in the gym, you know what I mean? But
Hey, y'all better snatch Ruben up. No more questions.
Ruben, ladies and gentlemen.
Ruben just won.
Ruben.
Y'all better get along for Ruben. Come on, Ruben. Come on, Ruben. Get to the middle of this.
Wow. Ruben, ladies and gentlemen.
He got good credit. He got money, obviously.
Okay.
Look at his feet.
So,
Classic man.
so the question is.
my question is, how do we stay encouraged? That's all. When it's like that's not a factor anymore. I've been hurt by a man of God, so it's like it's not the Achilles heel no more. When it's like you a man of God too, but I've been hurt before by a man of God. So what separates?
That's good.
Anything easy to find is not very valuable.
Hidden gem.
Like, we all shop, so you all know that the more quantity there is something, the less valuable it is. Nobody wants the Nikes that are on the shelf that they have 400 pairs in the back. You want the exclusive releases that, I mean, you just teed that one up for me. So as women, you're going to have to go, not date, but you're going to have to navigate through a lot of dogs to find a real man. Most men are dogs. Most men are sinners. So it is what it is. Most women are broken. Most women don't have Christ. That's the ratio. Like ratios. We only make up 30% of the country that claim to profess Christ. Not even talking about the ones that actually do. So a Christian is already a minority. A whole healthy Christian is that much more of a minority. So I think your expectations are paramount. If you expect every woman you come up on to be healthy, you're going to be disappointed when the first 14 are not. But if you know how difficult the journey in front of you is to find one that's worth pursuing, then it's going to be on to the next, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. Because it's difficult to find something that's valuable. But that's where the spying out the land comes in. Because so many people date people they ain't got no business dating. You should have known they were broken by the way she dressed.
That's good.
Can we just pause? You know what I mean? Like, how you dress is an advertisement. And it's very obvious what you're advertising. So if you do your work and you observe, Your heart won't get broken by all the broken people around you because you know that's not a person I should trust with my heart. But it's difficult finding someone that's worth investing your future in. So that was a great question. You get to stay. Great job.
Here we go. One right here. You had a question, right? Your name?
B.
B. This is B. B has a question, everyone.
So after you're in a relationship with this guy, for me, and it's 9 months, 12 months, and you have a conversation about marriage, is it appropriate for a woman to propose to a man?
Where that Mary J at? Is it appropriate for a woman to propose to a man?
Never give in.
I think we got that one. Okay, so the answer is no. There's another word to put before no, but we in church, so we ain't gonna do that. But so my question, I'm gonna add on to her question, why? Why is it not appropriate? It is 2022.
Because men are very intentional.
Samantha.
We know what we want, and if we want it, we're gonna do something about it. If he don't want it, you're gonna get the game.
If you're willing to force him into decision for the rest of your life, then go for it. But I think if you want a man who's going to pursue you, who's going to be intentional, who's going to do what it is that a man does, you're going to want to...
You better do what a man does.
My mom always told me to let a man be a man. So don't ever try to take that spot. If he wants you, he wants you. If he doesn't, he's going to drag you along, and you got to let that go. So
Just because we're being mean and ignorant, if he don't start at a man, don't expect him to become one.
You can't raise a man.
You can't raise.
You cannot.
And there's a lot of women that are marrying boys and not men.
Yeah. And I was only about to say, I'm so glad you said that, because if I can do that and you stick your hand out and you're like, yes.
Wait, she got a ring too?
For the rest of your life, you're going to look like this floor to me. And to a woman that has that type of aggression and that type of thing, I don't know what I have. Deliver me, Lord. I don't know what I have. Yeah. But if I ever see you like this,
it's
not a good one. It's your story.
yes, like she's that desperate.
It's where you cry.
I don't know if there's a better answer to the question. I just think the answer is no.
It's not aggression. It's desperation and low self-esteem. Sunday we were talking about lowering the price. You gotta have a price that if you don't have the guts to ask me, you will never get to spend the rest of your life with me. And that gotta be, and that's not semantics, that's...
So you're saying a female should break up with a man if we've been dating for 9 months, 10 months, 12, and 2 years.
Yeah.
4.
You said 4? Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble. Don't give your best years to somebody that you're not building your future with. And for those of you who have already given your best years, don't give another year. I get it. Life, real stuff, divorce, all this other good. I get it. But it takes time to build a great marriage. The longer I wait to start, the longer it'll take till it gets good. So let's start that journey as quickly as we possibly can so we can get to the good part. Like, chances are you're going to marry someone who has debt. So first 3, 4, 5, 7 years, you're going to be paying off a debt. So you ain't going to be in Cabo 4 times a year. The earlier we start, the faster we get to Cabo. And if I'm wasting my time with someone who I'm not building for the future, I'm delaying my start with the person. So if I could pray an anointing over you, it would be the most arrogant, confident, cocky. If you ain't going to put a ring on it, let me know today so I could go find who will, because somebody is going to see the value on my life. And I need to find that person as soon as possible.
Wasn't no hands lifted, P.S., when you said it.
Say again?
Nobody's hands was lifted when
because they didn't want that anointing. That's all right.
Y'all don't want it.
Y'all are wasting your time with losers.
All right, we got one more right here in the back.
Go ahead, Stephanie.
All right, here we go.
Hi, good night. I'm Rayhana. So that was a perfect segue. I'm 47.
Yes, ma'am.
So, with that being said...
Come on!
You look good, girl.
With that being
you look
said,
good.
I don't have...
Do you want to come up?
Hey, you know what you want?
Tonight is
You know what you want?
We just need to see you. Now.
She's beautiful.
She is beautiful. You said 47 and single. Oh, okay, great.
All right. Did you
How old were you? You said 50, right? Okay, just go ahead. No, this is great. This is good. Welcome to Union Church.
I'll pay for your date. I'll pay for your date.
Okay. You gonna make her turn red. Ask your question. Go ahead.
So, essentially, like, we don't have much time. So, you say don't waste your time. So, what do we do? Because there's not a lot to choose from, first of all. And men are dogs, like you say. Even
No. I said not all men. But they become more doggish.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So even men 40 and up are still playing or whatever the case may be. So what do we do as women who know what we want at this point of our lives?
Yeah. That's a great question. Can I answer it quick? And then we'll have... So, obviously, I never get to the whole message on Sunday because there's a lot of time. Basically, what I was alluding to on Sunday is that there needs to be more arranged marriages in church. And so I'm standing, he's smiling on my shoulder. I'm standing right here.
I'm going to give you a real man answer, though. I don't need no help.
People have spoken.
Let me get out the way. Go ahead, give your answer, and then I'm going to say what I'm going to say.
I don't need help. I'm good.
I know, yo. No, we know. So, what? You talking about my answer, or you talking about right in this moment? Okay, cool. No, leave the man alone. All right. But I think, and I'll say this, it is every campus pastor's responsibility. It's every associate pastor's responsibility. It's my responsibility. It's PZ's responsibility to know as many viable options as we possibly can. And I think one of the issues is people are not truly under authority, and people are not really connected to spiritual authority, if I'll be honest with you. The young ladies that are connected to me, that are on my staff and all that other kind of stuff, that are single, I'm looking for their spouse, just like I'm looking for Zoe's spouse. The young men that I'm connected to that are on Pastor's Point and all this other kind of stuff, I'm looking for their spouse, just like I'm looking for Roman's spouse. And I think there needs to be a lot more safe community that's involved. It's so funny. I haven't seen the guy since, and I got so mad. But a dude walked into prayer at 6 a.m. This was 21 days of prayer back in August. I didn't pray for the rest of the day. I don't know where Brian Bullock is. I really went over. I said, who's that? And he said, oh, man, I know that guy from so. I said, find out, is he single? He said, yeah, I think he is single. I said, how old is he? And he was like 40-something years old. And I was like, you need to take that dude out to lunch. You need to figure out what's going on in his life and tell him what options he is. And let's get him married before Welcome Home Sunday comes around. And so this is not new for this series. I've been doing that for the last 11 years. And you need a community that is going to help you, not because you're not beautiful, not because you don't got game, but because there's a lot of crazy people out there. And man, nothing like good looks that will make you lose your mind and not be able to smell crazy as it comes. I think that's a really good place to call it a night. That was cool. That was cool.
Senior pastors, Pastor Stephen and Pastor Zai, everybody. All of our panelists, can we give it up for them as well? Yes. The night is not over.
Our DJ.
Our DJ, can we give it up for our DJ? It's been such a great night. The night isn't over. There's a lot more to go. But before you go, we want to make sure that you stay connected. Stephanie, how can they stay connected?
You can connect. You type U groups or U single, either one, to 97000. That's going to be the quickest way for you to be able to get connected, okay? Oh, no, don't sit down. Stand up.
Don't sit down. I told you it's going to be quick.
Game night tonight. We got a bunch of games heading out there.
We got a karaoke room. We got the DJ's going to be playing, I believe.
Yes.
There's a whole bunch of stuff for y'all to do. We hope you enjoyed this evening online. We hope you enjoyed Singles Night. We love you guys. Go have the time of your life.
We're going to let PC pray over y'all real quick before y'all go.
We're going to pray first, though.
And we're going to make it spiritual for 5 seconds. Can y'all handle 5 seconds? You can't find God's best for you without faith. You're going to have to believe that God already has your future in his hands and he's going to bring it to pass. So no more desperation, there's no more options, no more I got to take leftovers, because no, God has the best for you. It has your name on it and nobody else can take what God has for you. Cool? Pray, make it fast, and we married, so we going to get up out of here because it's about to get crazy. All right.
Father, let's bow our heads. Father, in the name of Jesus, we just thank you. We honor you. We praise you, God. We thank you for the desires that you've placed inside of our hearts. You did that, Lord God, and you are faithful. You will do it. I pray for everyone underneath the sound of my voice, those watching online, those in the room, those in the overflow. God, I pray that you will remind them that you see them and that you have someone that you're preparing specifically for them. God, I thank you for arranged marriages. I thank you for random interactions, Lord God. Even tonight, Father, I pray that you will remind every single person, oh God, that you're a good dad and that you're watching after them. In Jesus' name, amen and amen.